Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Matt here, and thanks for tuning in to this video that will be covering the June match for the Northern Rimfire Series. This was held in Wardsville, Ontario at Battle Hill. The one word you can definitely use to describe the match conditions that day was windy. It was extremely windy. This was probably the windiest I have ever shot precision rimfire in. We had a very steady wind of anywhere from 9 to 11 miles per hour with occasional gusts of up to 17 miles per hour. So it was definitely very windy, and doing long range precision rimfire was definitely not an easy task. The temperature was quite hot at around 30 degrees Celsius, but because of the wind, it didn't feel too bad, and we managed to stay pretty cool, just being air cooled by the intense wind the entire day. Unfortunately, because of the wind, the audio in this video is not great and not as clear as I would have hoped, of course. We do have a foam cover over the mic as well as a dead cat over that, which is basically a furry windscreen. But despite all my efforts, the wind still cut through to the mic, so a lot of the audio is basically just wind noise. So I'll do my best to make it as pleasant to watch as possible and maybe dub some parts over with some music. Before I go on to cover the stages, I just want to give the sponsors a little bit of a highlight and thank them all again for their support. The 2021 season for the Northern Rimfire Series is presented by TriggerTech, and the Point Series is presented by Bullseye North, and of course a shout out to Go Big Tactical, Korth Group, 511 Armageddon Gear, Hirsch Precision, EM Precision Rifles, and Tactical Ordnance, and many others. So let's get on to covering some of these stages. Stage 1 was titled Up and Down. There was a barricade that was kind of like a cattle gate, and the two positions to shoot from was on the top of the barricade and a prone position from the side of the barricade. On the engage command, the shooter would move to the top position on the barricade and engage the targets from far to near. They would then go to the prone position and engage the targets from near to far. They would repeat this sequence until the time ran out or they shot all 10 rounds. The targets were a third size IPSC at 150 yards and a 12-inch circle at 230 yards.
And I'm running like center X, not that.
All right, yeah, good. Stand by. Engage.
Impact! went to the right again, now it's going to the left.
Yeah. Because in my mind, I was like, man, I corrected for that. And
Yeah.
I take a peek at that, I was like, ah, crap.
Because it's not, actually I wasn't holding very much. I was holding like,
I was on the target.
yeah.
Yeah, and then I tried to come off and I was like,
Yeah.
screwed myself.
Alright, who wants to run this while I'm up?
Stage 2 was titled Pipes. There were 5 pipes kind of stood up in a stand vertically, and they were all varying heights. The shooter had to move right to left, shooting on the top of each pipe, engaging 2 targets from each position. The targets was a 3rd size IPSC at 150 yards and an 8-inch diamond at 205 yards.
Yes sir, I understand the course of fire. Near far, near far, near far, near far, near far. 30 seconds. Okay, shooter is ready. Stand by, engage.
Impact.
Time!
Yeah, it was weird. That one, it didn't swing at all, but I heard it, so I was like, okay, that's
Yeah,
good.
I was wondering.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. It must have been a dead center punch.
Yeah, I just gotta speed up and I might even be able to beat it. Alright, Matt, you're up. I'm on deck. Okay, where did my flag go? Did you see?
Stage 3 was titled Stumped. There was a large tree stump in the ground, as well as presumably the tree on its side, probably about 2 meters away, and the shooter had to work in positions between the 2 obstacles, I guess. So there's definitely some movement in this stage. From each of the 5 positions, the shooter had to engage the targets near to far. There was a 6-inch diamond at 129 yards and a 10-inch circle at 195 yards.
Okay, spotter is ready. Also, yeah, let's do a scorekeeper separate so that I don't get screwed at by Robert. Or anyone. Yeah. Okay, part time, 1 second. 105. Yep. Good. And that wind is good. Real good. Nice and good.
Forward make ready?
Good and tight. Yes, sir. Shooter, are you ready?
Shooter ready.
Stand by.
Stage 4 was titled Over Under. There were 2 fence type barricades, I guess, that had a lower and upper position on each one. The shooter had 3 targets to engage in each position that were all at 156 yards. On engage command, the shooter would move to the first barricade on the lower position and shoot the targets from left to right, and then transition to the upper position on the barricade and shoot the targets from right to left. They would then repeat the sequence on the second barricade for a total of 12 rounds.
Motors up. Impact. 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 When the gusts were happening.
You're splashing left mostly.
Oh yeah, so it was pushing it over.
I got 9. Yeah, but the
okay.
Or I guess. Yeah. 9?
9? That sound right? Is that 2 million or 2 3?
You only missed like 1 on each.
Oh,
that's possible.
Yeah. Oh, out of 12, 9. Yeah. That makes sense.
That's okay. I thought it was 10 for a second myself.
Stage 5 was titled On the Edge. This was the long distance stage of the day where we have a target beyond 300 yards, and this was shot off of a large wooden spool. On the engage command, the shooter would move to the left edge of the spool and engage the targets near to far with 2 rounds each. They would then transition to the right side of the spool and engage the targets from far to near with 2 rounds each, so that's a total of 12 rounds. The targets were a 10-inch circle at 195 yards, a 12-inch circle at 237 yards, and a 2/3 size IPSC at 323 yards.
worked out, right?
Yeah, it's got 7.
7, not bad.
Pretty good.
Thanks, dude. How'd you do, Matt? I got 7. Nice, good shoot.
Alright, so stages.
Stage 6 was titled Rhino. This was shot from a Rhino construction barricade, which is definitely not what I was expecting. When I was reading the Course of Fire beforehand, I didn't know what I was expecting, but I guess that made sense in the end. But this was actually a lot of fun. The Rhino barricade had 5 positions marked on it, 3 on the top and 2 from the ports in the middle of the barricade. So from each of these 5 positions, the shooter had to engage 2 targets, both at 174 yards, large to small. It was an 8-inch diamond and a 6-inch diamond, again both at 174 yards for a total of 10 rounds.
Spot ready? Shooter ready? Engage.
I'm trusting applied ballistics so much more now. Awesome.
You did nod, right? When you were ready?
You kind of caught me off guard, but it worked out.
Got it on the swing when it came back, and then it just punched it.
Yeah.
Stood still.
Stage 7 was titled Over the Tube. There was essentially 2 logs that had a big long pipe separating them in the middle. On the engage command, the shooter started with the left log and shot the targets near to far. They would then transition to the right log, shoot the targets from far to near, and then transition back to the left log and shoot the targets again near to far. The targets were a 6-inch diamond at 152 yards, an 8-inch diamond at 176 yards, and a beaver silhouette at 226 yards.
We're gonna pound that beaver.
You get that on footage? You're gonna get in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Don't worry, the audio today is just gonna be... Yeah. Alright, stand by. Engage.
Stage 8 was titled I'm on a Boat. This was shot off of the Boat Simulator barricade, which is always a lot of fun. Even though I usually do pretty poorly on these stages, I still have a blast shooting it. So on the engage command, the shooter would adopt a prone position to the side of the boat simulator, and they would have to hit the spinner twice in order to move on. Once the shooter hit the spinner twice, they would transition to the boat and engage the spinner for any remaining rounds. It was a total of 10 rounds, and the spinner target was placed at 87 yards.
The older IPA, doesn't he have the full length arc? Impact. Alright, let me know when you're ready. Yeah. Impact. 3. Okay, shooter's ready. Stand by. Engage.
Stage 9 was titled Mind the Gap. There was a gap through the trees where you could see the targets through, so hence the stage name. The barricades we were shooting from were essentially 3 large wooden spools that were somewhat toppled on top of each other, and there were 5 positions marked on the spools you had to work from. In each of the 5 positions you would engage 2 targets near to far. The targets were a 6-inch circle at 146 yards and a third size IPSC at 174 yards.
Shooter, are you ready? Yeah. Stand by. Impact.
Yeah, just put a 1 apart.
Yeah.
How many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's a pretty good run.
It's okay. I missed my last.
Stage 10 was titled High Angle, High Heart Rate. The reason why it's a high heart rate is because we actually had to do a little jog from the bottom of a hill to the top of the hill where the shooting position was. Once you were in the shooting position, you could load your rifle, and not any time before that. So on engage command, of course, you would run up the hill to the shooting position, load your rifle, and then engage 3 targets left to right 3 times for a total of 9 rounds. There was a target at 32 yards, a target at 42 yards, and another target at 57 yards.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Yeah, my mom did her course for me.
Today. That was the first clean for a month for all of us.
Yeah, yeah, the whole squad. We didn't get a single one.
Everything except this one.
Yeah. Well, there's no wind.
Alright guys, you guys want to know what we stand?
Sure, what you got?
With the last stage wrapped up, the match was coming to a close. I had a really fun time. It was definitely worth the drive. I'm really glad I made it out because after a very long lockdown, I was definitely itching to shoot a match. Unfortunately, my performance could have been better. With the wind conditions, I can't be that disappointed because again, this was the windiest that I had ever shot precision rimfire in. I ended the day with 63 points for 12th place out of 45 shooters. So again, I'm not disappointed with that. I just wish that I had made better wind calls and corrections throughout the day. I do, of course, have to give a huge congratulations to the top 3 shooters. Their scores were very impressive in my opinion. In first place, we have Rob. Well, actually, I'll start with this. Robert and Kevin, which you have seen in my videos if you follow the channel, got 1st and 3rd respectively. So again, congrats to them. And Chris Tischler, which I had the opportunity to squad with at the last Palmerston match, got 2nd. So Robert, Chris, and Kevin, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd respectively. Huge congratulations to each of you. Your scores were very impressive. Robert ended the day with 80 match points, Chris had 79, and Kevin had 78. So only 1 point between each position, which is very impressive. And again, around 80% hit percentage for a day with that much wind is just insane. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, as per usual, I will do my best to answer them. If not, I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.